Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Scott Wickersham. Tomorrow, the governor will have a press conference and could announce whether or not wearing a mask in public would be mandatory. Regardless of that decision, Mecklenburg County commissioners want to be prepared if that does happen. Our DASHAWN Brown is live tonight to explain the vote that they had this evening. DASHAWN?
Scott, I did. I listened into that meeting, which went on for several hours, but there was one key portion of that where they discussed a mask mandate in Mecklenburg County. Tonight, they did vote 7-2 to move forward with a proposal, but that still has to be drafted and signed. Now, I will walk you through some of what they discussed regarding a mandate for masks in Mecklenburg County, and this would be despite what the governor would issue. We expect to hear from him as early as tomorrow on next steps, but there were a few things that came up in this meeting today with county commissioners in Mecklenburg County, one of which they were asked, or one commissioner brought up, why they would move forward with any sort of proposal on their own if there is something in the works with the governor. And it was made clear that they feel like this is a different landscape in Mecklenburg County. The conditions are different. The population here is much more dense. So if there is a mandate in place here, they would want something that would be more restrictive and specific to conditions in this area. We also heard another commissioner talk about emails that she had received from people in her jurisdiction asking why they haven't done something in Meck County sooner. One other commissioner talks about if there is not a requirement, how that could impact schools and likely helping to flatten the curve. That could likely also improve conditions for students to return to schools. So again, several factors that were discussed in this meeting. Again, this is a proposal that would still need to be drafted and signed, but commissioners have agreed to move forward with that 7-2. We also know that Matthews expressed their support for a similar proposal. But Scott, the earliest that we expect to hear from the governor on next steps regarding a mask mandate would likely be tomorrow. For now, I'll send it back to you.
DASHAWN, thank you. And of course, we expect to hear some information about phase 3 from the governor, perhaps tomorrow as well. Yesterday, Greensboro did have a mask mandate put in place. Raleigh's requirement went into effect last week, and the mayor of Winston-Salem said that he might issue a similar order. Now, 16 states have some sort of mask requirement. In places like New York, wearing a mask is mandated anytime you can't stay 6 feet away from other people. Other states require them when someone enters a business or on public transportation. So how have those states fared in the past few weeks? Well, look at this map. It shows you cases in the states recently over the past few weeks. You can see most of the states are in green right there. Those have declining cases, and those were some of the cases hit really hard early on. California, you see there in red, its mask requirement went into effect last week.